What's happening, everybody? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for the continued support. Continue to hit the like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell as I upload videos every single day. Now, Eric Reid is calling out the NFL once again. That's nothing new. But this time, it's for their promotional use and using of pictures and videos of Colin Kaepernick during his time in the league when he did his silent protest on a knee during the National Anthem. And the NFL is now using those pictures and videos for a lot of their promotional use of fighting for social justice before games and, just during all their promotions, during games, before games, after games, all that stuff. And so Eric Reid is basically saying that's fake, it's phony, and he even used the word diabolical. I'm going to read what he posted on Twitter calling out the league. It says, "What the @NFL is doing is half-hearted at best. Commissioner Goodell has gotten comfortable saying he was, quote, wrong, as if his mere acknowledgement reconciles his admitted wrongdoing. He hasn't even called Colin to apologize, let alone reconcile, proving this is only PR for the current business climate." He went on to say, "As such, Roger Goodell uses video Colin courageously kneeling to legitimize their disingenuous PR while simultaneously perpetrating systematic oppression. That video he's using fights against by continuing to rob Colin of his career. It's diabolical." This is the first time I've read this, so I'm coming on here. This is live reaction. This isn't surprising that Eric is taking this approach. The thing is, Eric and Colin, because Colin a few days ago called out the league for blackballing Eric out of the league. He had a pretty good season last year for the Carolina Panthers, I want to say, and now he's no longer in the NFL. They claim to still be in the prime of his career, yada yada, whatever. Here's the thing, man, with Eric and Colin. Obviously, the NFL was wrong for what they did to him. They ostracized Colin out of the league. They booted him out because he took a stance, and now the climate has changed in America, and now the NFL is trying to embrace that for whatever reason. But see, it's a double-edged sword. The NFL's losing on both ends. One end, they're losing to black people because of what they did to Colin 4 years ago. They stood on their values, which didn't align with his values. They stood on the same values of the president and of many of their fans, millions of their fans across the country, and said, we don't care what you're doing, you're disrespecting the flag, like blah, 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 and boom, we just gonna, you're under contract, but we're gonna remove you as soon as we can. And they did that. And now they're trying to come back and do a 180 4 years later, and black people ain't hearing it. Like they just don't want to. Like, all this to them is what Eric Reid is saying. It's PR. It's not what they don't care, because they stopped watching. Allegedly stopped watching when Colin was booted. The ones that really probably didn't watch anyway, they stopped watching when Colin was booted. And now, because they did that 180, their core group of fans, or a big chunk of their core group of fans, is on the "y'all too woke. We hate this. We're on the side of, we don't want to mix politics and football." Trust me, I see them in my comments all the time. I see them in my views when I talk about social issues. So I know, right? So they're like, no. So you're losing that base. You're losing the black base because they're thinking this is all fake and phony, like they're along the lines of Eric and think it's PR. And so the NFL's in a can't-win situation, because for, 150 years, 54 years, they, or at least the Super Bowl era and before, they were on the base of what most of their fans are thinking. And now they're trying to get cool with black people because of what the climate is, and they're seeing the impact that it can have. They're not winning in either race. They're not winning. Regardless, people that like football are still watching. There's still millions of people that still enjoy NFL football, so they're still watching. But they're losing in both categories. Let me just say that. In Eric's case, I don't really understand Eric's point in doing this, mainly because Eric, he may be getting blackballed right now, he may not, whatever. But Eric got to play after Colin was released, and Colin has never seen the field in 4 years. Eric did. Eric has seen the field in the last 4 years. So Eric got a chance to play. Colin is his friend, so he's understandably upset and he's understandably mad or whatever, and that's understandable. But at the same time, Eric and Colin took a settlement. Once they took that settlement, the NFL doesn't owe you anything at that point. Whether they were right or wrong, and trust me, I'm with you, they were wrong, what they did to Colin, but they paid for that in the form of money. And Colin's name is etched in history forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So, obviously, the NFL is not going to admit to that. They ain't admitted to it in 4 years. They said they finally came out and said they were wrong, but they're not going to say Colin's name. They're not going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, they probably should have given him a call. They probably shouldn't use his pictures and videos. But guess what? They're now trying to be on the right side of history. So, who else are they going to use? Colin was the spokesperson. He was the catalyst to all of this, at least in the professional football world. He was. So, of course, they're going to use his pictures, his likeness, his image, because they own it, so they can do that. Eric, I understand why you're frustrated, but at the same time, these tweets, they don't do anything. They'll never make it to Goodell's desk. The people in the NFL are just going to sweep it under the rug like they've done the last 4 years. So, calling them out when you guys were able to settle, both Colin and Eric both were able to settle in a court of law and got millions. From what I understand from the articles I've read, they received millions of dollars. Like a lot of millions of dollars. And their names are forever etched in history. And Colin has been able to capitalize on that in helping the black community. From his name, all the publicity he got from being blackballed, he was able to help different communities in the black community. So, I don't know what the calling them out does, but that's just my thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.